Here we are. Scott and Al. Talk New York baseball. Yeah. What's up, kid? How we doing there, huh, Scott?
Not good at all, I can say.
Well, what do you mean not good? What are we talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
Well, let people know. What are we talking about?
I'm wearing a Met hat, right? I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Diaz is gone for the season.
Edwin Diaz.
So listen. I was
sad day.
You know, you being a good friend of mine and everything. You know, this bet. You know what I'm saying?
We got a bet. We got a bet, kid.
We weren't really serious about that, was it?
we talked about this in the last show, and I brought up all these injuries, and I said no matter what, I'm not going to back down. So it's your turn not to back down now.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about, Bader hurt.
You're
talking about...
the season didn't even start yet, so it's not a big deal.
Nestor has a little, quads.
Brandon Nemo got hurt the other day.
What? This is WBC. This is the WBC for you.
Well, that's why I said it should be done after the season. Now people like me might lose some bets.
That's right. Maybe
I should have waited till next week.
We're looking. Yankees are looking good in April right now. But this
means
is
nothing.
This
means nothing.
This is serious, though, right?
It's very serious, and I'm not very happy with it.
Well, he did represent Puerto Rico, so
yes,
I was watching the game. I was rooting for Edwin Diaz, and he did his job.
He closed the game out, and then he was jumping up and down, celebrating like it was a playoff game. Well, it is a playoff game. These games mean a lot to these players representing their countries. So, jumping up and down like a crazy man. We got the win. We're going to,
Not just a crazy man.
Going to the quarterfinals, and then boom, down on the ground, wheelchair, done, season over, goodbye.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, that hurt. That does hurt. It hurt. You hurt more.
It might hurt my wallet.
It's going to hurt your wallet, yes. This is a sad situation. I saw it, and they're jumping around like 5-year-olds, and I understand. I rooted for Puerto Rico, especially against the Dominicans, so that's always a big deal.
Right.
But I always say, like, okay, you want a playoff game in that sense, but it's really not. Shouldn't be that big, but they take it to the next level.
They do take it,
They do.
Us as fans, we root for our teams, and when they get to represent their country,
it's huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
It is huge. You can't take that away. That's huge. But will baseball do something about this?
Yeah, I told them what to do last week. Maybe if they turned on our YouTube channel and they said, let's do it in freaking November.
Yeah, the winter.
November. Yeah, you can do it in Puerto Rico, do it in Dominican Republic. You don't have to do it in Miami. You don't have to do it in Arizona. You can do it, Dominican Republic. You can do it in Puerto Rico where it's warm.
Of course, yes.
And at least these guys, if they, God forbid, they do get hurt, now I'm getting mad. See, if these guys get hurt, they got all winter to recuperate.
Right.
To get better. And they can get ready.
Yes.
Now you're losing the bet. Right now he's the best closer in baseball.
Right.
And he's done.
Okay, so let's talk about that because there's a contract situation here, right?
Yeah, the insurance. The Major League Baseball takes the insurance out, on him, and the Major League Baseball gets to pay his salary.
Which, money-wise, so they cover that, but doesn't replace the player.
It doesn't replace the player, but they got the money, so now they can take the money that he's playing and try to find, they're not going to probably find somebody as good as him, but they can find themselves, a quality closer. You need a quality closer today. The game has changed. That changed. When after the pitches only, starting pitches, started going 6 innings, and then you have your middleman, and you have your setup man, and you have your closer.
Unfortunately, it's a short time to shop for closers right now.
No, it's very short time.
It's not good enough. It's not good right there.
Who's going to step into the role? You're going to ask me?
I don't know who's going to step in, but they're going to have to shop. They have the money to shop, which is nice. And they
Uncle Stevie's got the money.
But this
Scott Boras calls him.
Scott Boras. Yes, he'll
Scott
definitely
Boras
get some money.
Scott Boras loves him.
Of course.
He calls him Steve Kong.
Well, he should. He's getting so much money from him. He's paying his kids' college. But can someone from the bullpen step up? It could possibly. The Yankees have done this before. We have problems with Chapman, and all of a sudden one of our guys in the bullpen stepped up, and they became the closer. It could happen. You can find some help from within the team. It's possible. You know, which will help, save money as well. You know, that extra money that Steve Coleman can look for something else besides a closer. But hey, this is things that happen in the WBC, and it's unfortunate. And maybe
It is unfortunate.
And maybe one day
It's unfortunate for the fans.
But you know what hurt?
You know?
If Major League Baseball says no more MLB players. Now, can that happen?
No, it can't happen. It can't happen. You can't happen. You got. Like I said it a million times. I'll say it again. Do it in November, December. Do it. Don't do it during spring training right before the season starts. It's just a disaster to happen. Who got hurt last night in the game from Houston? Now?
Oh, you said did you bring up little guy?
Yeah.
Altuve?
Yeah.
Well,
Altuve took one on the hand last night.
Yeah.
I didn't hear how long he's going to be out or what happened.
Well,
if it's bruised, if it's broken, I don't know.
As a Yankee fan, all season to be nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, but
he left the game.
Yeah, it's gonna happen a lot more. But see, like you were saying, can it not happen? MLB, I don't think there could be a situation where no MLB players are allowed, or it could happen. I know MLB is with it. They're giving permission. They're part of it.
Yeah, but are you gonna get as big as crowds? As they've been getting. They've been getting huge crowds.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
And
I know I'm right.
You know where that money goes to the players too, which is I didn't know that. At first I thought the players don't get paid.
Isn't it run by MLB?
MLB has a in on it. But
that's why they allow it to happen during spring training.
Yeah, that's why they have it in. They have permission and they have money invested in here. But the players, which I didn't know, I thought it was like an Olympics where you don't really get money, you just get sponsorship. But they do make money when they sell out. Half of that goes to the players, which is nice. Which is nice. It's good money, and especially
in a different world today than you were in last. Everybody has their hand out now.
They all do.
All right, if I play, I want money. Everybody.
They do get money.
Years and years ago, you did it for the pride of your country. Now, you don't pay me, I ain't doing it.
There's money.
Show me the money.
Now, before them, and took my insurance. I did look up a little bit of the insurance. I mean, we're not. Like I said, I'm gonna make some mistakes when I speak about this because I didn't look it all up. I just talk as a fan.
Homer.
I talk as a fan more than anything else. But I did see. Did they get paid? Do they don't get paid? Who the money goes to? I had to see that. Now, I did see the insurance situation. So there's some players that want to participate in the WBC, but insurance says no because we're not going to cover you because you have
only certain players they will cover.
Yes, like
that's interesting.
Yeah, like if you have a chronic injury for years, like who's that pitcher, Clay Shaw?
Yeah.
He wants to participate, but because he has a whole list of injuries that have always come through, the insurance companies will not cover him.
I got you.
So he could not play because he would not be covered. He's uncoverable. He's uninsurable. Uninsurable, which I didn't know they did that.
Which makes sense.
It makes total sense, especially if they're going to hand out the money when you're done. So, which is interesting. I found that out recently. So that's interesting to know. Not everybody is allowed to play unless you're young. These guys are very young and has no history of injury. Then they get in. So now Diaz has a history of injury. Maybe he won't play next year.
Maybe not.
No, 4 years from now. I'm sorry, 4 years from now. That's what they do.
Maybe not. Hopefully not.
Which you guys will be happy about that. Because you need that.
I don't want any of my players going.
Yeah,
you don't want them to get hurt.
I'm with you. I don't want either.
I'm a fan of the Mets.
That's right. So
I like to see the United States win. They got their semifinal game tonight against Cuba.
Yeah, I was surprised they beat Venezuela.
They came back. They were shocked. They had a great first inning, and they were winning. And then Venezuela came back, went ahead, and then boom, grand slam.
That's amazing. That's
grand
amazing.
Slam.
Amazing stuff. Now Mexico beat Puerto Rico, so Puerto Rico's out. So Diaz, whatever, he's gone, but he was only one game short from going home anyway. Which is hurts even more. Hurts even more because one game later he would have gone home anyway. But now Mexico is going to play Japan, which Japan is like sick. It's like 4-0 also. Because
they play with those smaller balls.
That's
what you told me.
Well, in Japan they do, but they come here, they don't give a shit.
So now they're playing with regular size baseball. So they look like beach balls to them.
Now I don't know the real. Maybe when they pitch, they use the smaller balls. We got to look into that.
Now they're using a bigger ball, so that's an advantage.
No, but look, Japan might be switching the balls, man. They might be using small ones when they pitch.
Maybe.
Yeah, look into that. Someone should look into that.
Did something with these balls, right?
That's right. He inflated them like Japan's inflating the balls too. So we gotta look into that. So that's something. Maybe next episode we'll look into Japan if they're shrinking the balls on us.
When they're using the bigger balls when they're hitting.
That's what happened. So USA, other teams are using the bigger balls, and then they're slamming the ball like crazy.
But back to Diaz. So did you hear Cohen sent him over a nutritionist, a trainer, a personal chef? You know,
Stevie
wants to take care of his boys
That's nice, man.
because he comes as a fan.
He's such a fan, and is okay. Fan. Let's talk about that. He's
Well,
such a
all right.
fan.
What do you want to talk about?
Is he too much of a fan? Is he too much of a fan?
I don't think he can be too much of a fan. I think I think he's spending the money. He's doing what the fans want. So he's doing, as being a fan and spending the money. That's what the fans want. He's getting the plays.
Yes,
he's filling up.
No,
the
he's
void.
definitely.
He said. You got to remember what he said when he came to the match. He goes, "I'm a fan."
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm not here to win one title.
Okay.
I'm here to win multiple titles." That's what he wants to do. He wants to win. He's not here to win one like when Miami beat the Yankees and then disbanded the team.
Yeah,
and that's when I had to bring up, right?
You had to bring it. I was there that time,
Florida.
and I was there, and I hated that they won home game 6.
Well, how many World Series did Florida win?
I believe they won one. I know they beat the Yankees. I'm not sure if they won anymore.
No, they won twice.
They won twice.
They won 2. They beat Cleveland in '97, and of course your beloved Yankees in '97.
3. 97. See, they all
and they
three
dismantled the team.
All three
both
screwed
times.
me up. All three screwed me up, man. All three screwed me up. Both times. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Times.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
They dismantled. They won the World
Fire
Cup.
sale.
Boom, boom, goodbye, everybody.
Fire sale. Yes.
Both times. Why would you do that to your fans?
It's horrible.
See, what my personal opinion, what they do. All right, we won. Everybody's coming.
Yes.
Let's start losing. We start losing. Nobody's gonna come. Then we win again. We start winning again. They will come back. It's like Field of Dreams. You build it, they will come.
Yeah. No, this is true. So can it be ownership on that situation? Because it goes back. More money comes to the owners, right?
Yeah.
Well, they got all this big pot of money that came in from the championship,
right?
And then they want to keep most of it. They don't want to,
so
commit to these long contracts. Hey, they sell a fire sale.
Fire sale. Goodbye. Now we suck. Oh, we're great again. We suck again.
That's their way. Now, Stevie, is they going to do
that
something
was
like that?
Major League, right?
Will Stevie do that again? Will Stevie do something
Stevie,
like that?
No, he's too much of a fan.
Too much of a fan.
Too much of a fan.
So,
he bought this team as a Met fan. He grew up a diehard Met fan. He's a billionaire. He's spending the money. He's bringing in the players. The players want to come here now. Freddie Freeman said he loves what Steve Cohen's doing. He's doing this for the fans. What can you say?
What are you saying? Freddie Freeman's coming?
No, Freddie Freeman ain't coming, but he loves what he's doing.
All right.
You got to spend the money. They got to keep up. With teams like the Dodgers that spend the money. Philly's spending the money now. Atlanta's spending the money now. These teams are spending the money, and two of those 3 top spending teams right now, they're in our division.
Yeah, that's right.
They're in our division.
That's right. You gotta
stay
on top of them. Stay on top of them. That's right.
You're not gonna spend the money. Boom. You're gonna be sitting down there with the National and the Marlins.
That's right.
You're looking up.
Yeah.
And as a fan, he says, bullshit, man. I'm spending that money.
He definitely
is.
is.
I'm gonna be a winner. I'm gonna win a World Series. I'm gonna win 2 World Series. I'm gonna be like the Yankees of the '90s.
Well, the Yankees, they had our boss. We had the George, right? That was
George.
That was our guy. That was our guy.
Yeah, you had the boss.
We had the boss. Now it's your turn. Your turn.
And now we got Steve Kahn.
You got an uncle over there.
Steve Kahn, Uncle Stevie. He's so good. He's so good. He's got 2 nicknames. Boris gave him that name, Steve.
Yeah, Boris. Yeah.
Scotty Boris.
Yeah, Boris loves him.
Yeah, we know. We talked about that.
Yeah, Boris. Yeah, always kids going to college for free on him. So that's good. So look, George spent money too. Right. Like it goes back to he's probably the first one to break the free agent market. See, he went too much with Reggie Jackson. People think he's overspent when he got him. Yeah, he spent a lot of money on these guys. Yeah,
Catfish money. Was he the first player to get a $5 million contract or something?
No. I'm gonna say you're on that race because Reggie only got $3 million.
And Catfish got 5, right?
No, did Reggie get 3? No,
I don't know.
No, Reggie got Reggie got $3 million.
Mm-hmm.
He got a 5-year $3 million, and when he did that, that was unheard of money at that time.
I look at it.
I look at it. But back in those days,
people $3 million back in the 70s. Now you're looking at it.
It's too much money. But that started.
Two more contracts. That's it.
Yeah, that's how it started.
13-year contracts.
But that's how it started, though. It started with that, and people always blame George for opening that floodgate because I want that player. Here's the hit. Take this. Who's gonna outmatch me? Right? No one's gonna outmatch me. I got him. So now everybody's trying to play that game now.
Freaking Yankees. Screw everything up. And he turned it from a game into a business.
Well, he's a big businessman.
It's a big business.
Big
now.
businessman. He definitely
Maybe
did.
Steve will turn it back into a game for the fans.
No, he can't. Not spending money like that. He has his own luxury tax name. The luxury taxes has his own name on him. He has a Steve Cohen tax.
He's a fan.
It's a Steve Cohen tax, man.
The Steve Cohen tax.
Yeah.
Jealous?
Well, yeah.
Now you're keeping up with the Mets. Before it was keeping up with the Yankees.
I'm trying.
Now you got to keep up with the Mets.
Well, I'll keep up with the Mets. I'm keeping up with the Mets. But now, what happens if the Mets lose? Because he's spending all this money.
He's not going to win every year.
He's going to lose. But what will he do? Well, he's going to fire.
He's going to have to fire.
Has he fired somebody yet?
I don't.
It's early. It's early.
You know.
Well, so who's first to go?
Who's first to go?
Because they're going to lose this year, and they're going to lose the first round of the playoffs again. So who are they going to fire?
Who do you fire first? You always have to fire the GM.
Unfortunately, GM might have to go. But how about if he Buck?
You can't fire Buck. He just won Manager of the Year.
Well, he could fire Buck and hire him 5 more times.
He could be the new Billy Martin.
That's right.
There you go.
That's what Billy Martin was
the new
all
Billy
about.
Martin.
That's what George did. Fire, rehire.
Fire, rehire.
Fire,
bring him back.
Fire. Let's have dinner.
Let's do a natural what is it? What the commercials they did? Let's fill in.
Oh, that's
Tastes
right.
great.
That's right. The commercials
They didn't get along.
Oh, yeah, they got along perfectly. They had a great outside the office. They loved each other.
I'm sure they
but
did.
inside the office, they were like, "You do one, you look at me wrong, you're out of here."
They couldn't even agree on a beer.
They couldn't even agree. Nothing. But great close friends. But
Maybe
got
Buck
fired.
will become the next
Billy Martin.
Billy Martin.
He got fired. I think
3-4 times.
Five times. Billy came and went 5 times. That's crazy. I hope Cohen doesn't do that because that's like a circus act a little bit. That's a little too much. There,
What's the circus?
Hiring 5 times. That's I mean, George did it.
George liked to be in the spotlight too.
Yeah, George did.
You can't deny that. He liked to be in the spotlight.
Well, he wanted hands-on, too much hands-on, which as a Met fan, you shouldn't want him to be too hands-on.
No, I don't want him to be too hands-on. Well, look what happened to the Cowboys when Jerry Jones took hands-on.
We're talking football now. What are we talking football here?
Saying,
What are we going
bringing up
football
an example. I'm bringing up an example. Jerry Jones is the general manager and owner, and ever since the Cowboys won their 3 Super Bowls in the early '90s.
Still talking football over here.
He's done crap. Whatever. We'll get. How about we get to the schedule?
Well,
April schedule. Oh, what do you got? One more. Go ahead.
I'm just talking about the ownership because
Let's keep it on the ownership.
You showed up Jerry Jones. Okay, too much.
Now
hands-on.
you're talking football.
I am because you brought. I want to finish it. I want to just get Jerry Jones out of here
you're a Giant fan.
because Jerry Jones is too hands on, and George was too hands on because George would hire people to do operations. But if once they have a losing streak, he'd get rid of them, and he wants to be hands-on.
Right.
He wants to sign contracts. He wants to, which you shouldn't be doing. You have no business doing that.
You got the money, you hire people to do that for you.
He did, but then because
then he gets rid of him, but you got to rehire.
Too much money. We have too much money.
Sandy Alderson just stepped down, and what did Steve Cohen do?
He probably stepped up.
He stepped up. He stepped up. I'm the president.
I'm
the president.
I don't care if you do that. Because you're gonna fill that.
Yeah, but you got to fill this. You got to fill it up.
Right, fill it up temporarily with yourself, and then find someone who you agree on. It has to be some agree. But could that be wrong too? Because you can't get someone who's just a yes man. You have to get someone who has balls up there and tell you you're wrong. We have to do it this way.
Of course.
And that could be a problem. The George was a problem.
No, yeah, that's why I'm the boss.
That's the problem. That was the big
problem.
I'm the
boss. You know what I mean?
Now, I forget about George. I went about George. One more thing about George, because I forget about George's history, and I forget that George was too much of a crazy bully that he even got suspended by baseball. He got banned from baseball. He did all this nonsense, behind the scenes. And
that's when he hired Gene Michaels, right?
Well, before that, he got banned from baseball. Banned for life. He got banned for life.
But they let him back in.
Yeah, how'd that happen? It has to be money. That's money talking again. That money's just talking. Or you get banned for life, and then 2-3 years later, you're back again in the scene. I mean, this is something that was ugly in those days, which I don't want to see again as a baseball fan, because you don't want to deal with that. Like that ban was because George was hiring people to look up dirt on Winfield. I mean, what is that? You don't do that to your own players. I mean, if you guys don't know, Winfield signed this big contract with the Yankees.
10 years.
And then Winfield sued the boss because the boss didn't pay like
that was the Nettles trade.
Like $300,000 they didn't pay for his foundation. But George was upset at Winfield right from the beginning, because Winfield had a clause in his contract to pay a little extra for living expenses, which George didn't even. Now, this is what happens when you're too hands-on. You don't get the contract right because you signed a $20 million, let's say, and then all of a sudden you're giving 27 because New York is so expensive to live in and the taxes are high. So George got
should read the contracts better.
This is George's fault for not hiring someone to do things right.
Van Halen, you ever hear that story about Van Halen with the M&Ms?
We're not in baseball anymore again. See what happens?
well, you bring up reading contract.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Van Halen used to put in their contract that they only wanted like green or blue M&Ms
dressing room stuff
in the dressing room.
Yes.
And the reason why they put that in their contract to see if their agent read the contract.
I like that.
So if there was no M&Ms in there, or just green M&Ms or blue M&Ms or whatever kind of M&Ms that they wanted, boom, they knew that the agent didn't read the contract.
That's right.
So that's a little good strategy there.
Yeah, that's good. So George was pissed off since day one, and then because they didn't win the World Series when Winfield went in there, he decided to let's find some dirt on this guy so we could avoid his contract. Some silly story like that. I mean, you guys could look it up, but that's stuff that shouldn't be happening. This is the things that George did. They just why? What are we doing this? What were we playing?
Got him in trouble.
They get in trouble. Got him suspended. And
how'd you like that trade that they got rid of Nettles?
When they suspended him though, it helped the Yankees out because now other people stepped in.
Oh yeah.
And we built a dynasty.
We built a dynasty.
So I can't. So hey, that was a good move. Don't read the contract.
Is it better to have the owner out?
Sometimes it is. Out of those operations, baseball operations.
So if he got suspended from baseball, who did? He did the hiring, but who was in charge of doing all the hiring?
Well, then you have
before Gene Michaels.
We had Gene Michaels already in that position.
He was already in the position.
He was already in.
So he stepped as the.
He stepped up, and then with the help of Bucky,
chief of operations.
Who was it? Actually, your boy Buck. Buck was there at the time. Was there too. So he helped everyone else.
My boy.
Manager
of the year.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story.
Leaver of the year.
I'll tell you a funny story here because we talking about contract. Read the contract. And then again, I'm gonna come out of baseball a little bit. I'm just for a second.
It's all right when he comes out of baseball, but it's not all right when I come. A little bit. I get yelled at.
Yeah, you get yelled at.
I get scolded at.
That's true. This is true. So I know that in college, a lot of guys go to college still. They have syllabus. This is the same thing as a contract. When you go to your class, you get a syllabus, and then your syllabus is your assignments. And a lot of these college kids just don't even look at the syllabus. They just come in, tell me when assignments to do or tests to do, and I don't give a shit about the rest. But there's some professors.
Language.
There's some professors, and there's one professor that put in the last few pages of the syllabus, put a locker combination in the school, and in the combination was $50, and for years, no one ever got the $50 out of the locker room, and that proved that no one's reading the syllabus. It's the same thing,
Same thing as the M&Ms,
read
right?
the contract.
You gotta read the contract. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars to be their agents and read these contracts, and they just skim right through them. All right, we're good to go.
That's right.
Well, where the hell are my M&Ms?
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't want blue.
That's when you don't hire someone to do the right job. If you try to do everything yourself, you get screwed. So Steve Cohen should have people and not mess with those positions. Right. Until they start losing, then you got to make some.
They're not going to lose. Well, we got a tough schedule. April. I just saw that too.
Yeah. So April. Okay. Well, April, you got no Diaz. And who knows who else you're not going to have. But that's how it is. We made a deal. We made a bet. No matter what the team looks like.
Right.
And we got injuries. You got injuries. But we got to stick with the bet. It's only for April. The best winning record in April wins a game. Someone hosts the next guy to the game. So how does your April look? You scared?
29 games.
You're a little nervous there?
We got a tough schedule. When I made the bet, I didn't really look at the schedule, and I didn't know we're going to do a West Coast trip.
Okay.
Right in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
We got Oakland for 3. We got L.A. for 3. And we got San Francisco for 4.
No. Well,
that's in the middle of April. So we're starting off away on the road for 4 in Miami, which I think we can win that series. Just win the series. That's all I ask. Win the series.
That's how you did last year. You won the series.
And then we got 3 in Milwaukee away. So we start on the road. Then we come home. And then we got Miami. And then we got San Diego at home, 3-3. So I think we could do pretty well against those two at home, and I think we're going to start off good. Then we got a tough little road trip going on, and then you got the Oakland, A's, and you got the Dodgers, and then San Francisco against
this is tough. It is
San
tough.
Francisco.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So-
Not easy at all. Not easy. I mean,
And then we come back home, and then we got 3 against Washington.
okay.
That we could take care of business. But Washington swept us last year at the end of the season. Swept us.
Yeah.
If we would have won that, we would have got the first round
it'll,
bye.
it'll happen again because
We would have had to face San Diego.
it's going to happen again.
Oh, San Diego. I forgot about that. We lost to San Diego in the wild card.
It's going to happen again.
I sound a
can see-
little nervous
I can see
right
it
now.
happen.
You
You sound
hear it
very
in my
nervous.
voice?
Very nervous. Very nervous.
And then we
Very
end
nervous.
it with Atlanta.
Oh, great. I love that.
So it's gonna be a little tough April for me.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You know what?
I'm enjoy April. So look,
You're not so easy.
No, it's not. The Yankees not
You're
easy
not
either.
so easy.
We start with San Francisco also. We got San Francisco. We got Phillies right at the top, right in the front. I mean, I don't know who else we have. I mean, you could tell me, but I know those.
You
We
got
start
Baltimore?
right there with Philly and Francisco. That's not an easy start. I'll take that.
Yeah, but you're home, so you got those two at home.
We are home, which helps a lot.
And then
It
you
does
go on
help.
the road. Then you go on the road for 2. You got Baltimore and Cleveland. Then you come home for 3. And then you got Minnesota, Los Angeles, and Toronto.
No, yeah. Look. As a Yankee fan, I didn't follow the other teams to see what moves they made, but I can only go what happened last year. And I know these teams gave us a hard time last year, but there's 29 games. 29 games. I have 29 games. The Yankees have 21 games. The Mets have 29 games.
29.
We both have 29 games. So I feel the Yankees are gonna go like 17-12.
17 and 12?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which is gonna be 2 games better than the Mets.
You think so? So let me write this down. You say Yankees are going 17,
That's right. We're gonna win my bet
17
by 2
and
games.
12. All right, I'm going to go 18 and 11.
Wow. So you're gonna beat you think you're gonna beat the Yankees,
I gotta say we're gonna beat the Yankees. What do you mean?
It's out of control.
We're gonna go 18 and 11. It's gonna come down
you
to the
have no
last
closer.
game.
You have no closer. So every
We're not
game
gonna need a closer because
Oh.
we're gonna score 7 runs a game.
you're gonna be
Uh,
ninth
We're
inning.
gonna have murders row.
No, ninth inning 3-2 every game. 9 inning 3-2 every game. And where's the closer? No closer. Lose 4-3. That's what your season's gonna be like. That's what April's gonna be like. I'm gonna love April. I love it. I'm gonna love April.
When did the Mets play the Yankees at City Field?
I didn't look that far, and I didn't. I just looked at April because that's our bet. Our bet is for April.
Right. Where are you gonna get me in my seats?
what I'm gonna get you? Yeah.
Where are you gonna get the seats? I like first baseline.
Yeah. You're not
What
gonna
do
get
you
nothing.
like? Can you get first baseline?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you could dream all you want.
You can get field level.
It could be all you want.
Or we're gonna sit up all the way up top.
The top is the best. You can see the whole game.
Where are you gonna sit me?
I don't know. Where you gonna sit me is the question. I don't know why you keep talking this. You have no Diaz. You're missing.
Brandon Nemo got hurt.
All these injuries are coming up.
He got hurt.
So-
He's not in there.
So like I mean,
WBC,
like,
but he got hurt.
no, he got hurt. I know we have hurt too, guys. You know, we got Rodon. We got even Bader's getting hurt.
That's
Nestor.
why I mentioned in the first show.
Michael
You
King
gotta have a good bench. Didn't I say that? You gotta
Yes,
gotta have
you
a
do.
great lineup. You gotta have a good lineup. But your bench, you gotta have a really good bench. I'm sorry.
And
You know,
might
people
you
might
might have
disagree.
somebody in the bench.
You know, people might agree with me, but I think a strong bench is what can win you championships.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, definitely. I
I'm
totally
not
agree.
saying
I've seen
that
it happen.
I'm not saying that you
Seen it
gotta
happen.
have your bench has to be better than your
No, not
starting
better,
lineup,
not better.
but it has to be just as good. Next man up is
Yankees
as
used
they
to say.
right? Next man up, right?
That's right.
Next
That's
man
right.
up.
That wins
You know,
championship.
That's what we're gonna say, for Diaz. Next man up. Who is it?
That's it. That's what we're gonna find out because I know you're gonna have somebody, and unfortunately,
Octavia, maybe. Who knows? Maybe.
could be.
How about Robinson? Can Robinson fill that?
Yeah, Robinson, I like Robinson.
David
That's
Robinson
the
can
High
fill-
Sox guy. I like High Sox
You
guy.
think he can fill that role as a closer?
I think he could.
Okay,
I
so
think
you
he
got
could.
Octavia, you got David Robinson.
You got guys, man. You do have guys.
Of course.
That's what they're there
major
for.
leaguers.
They're there
Here
to.
you got to step up
They
now.
have to step
Come on.
up. They have to
got to
step
help
up.
your team.
And they will. They will do everything they
Good
can.
enough to go 18 and 11 in April.
Unfortunately, not good
Come
enough for 18
on,
11.
man.
Unfortunately,
Oh my God!
unfortunately, not enough. Just not enough.
Listen to this.
Well, unfortunately, Robinson is going to give you a couple of wins if he closes, but then he'll fall apart. Like the Yankees traded him away because of that.
So if the Mets go 18 and 11 and the Yankees go 17 and 12, let me ask you a quick question.
Okay, what's the question?
You driving or we taking the train?
I always drive in. I don't take the train into the Bronx. I like to drive in.
Okay, so you're driving.
Yeah,
To
I'm driving.
Bronx.
I'm trying.
I must How you get in the city?
The Bronx. We drive to the Bronx.
Well, you could drive. I ain't driving. The Bronx.
The city field. I think I think they stopped transportation. I don't think there's nothing going.
Well,
on.
if I lose and I have to get us there, we're taking the bus.
The bus. What bus?
We're taking the bus.
I don't think anybody's allowed to go there
By bus?
by bus or train
To what?
or car.
To Yankee Stadium?
City
No, I'm talking about Yankee Stadium.
Oh, Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium, we're taking the bus.
We're driving.
I'm
We're driving. What are you talking
No,
about?
we're taking the
Ain't
bus.
No bus. What are you talking about? A bus.
You don't have to go if you don't want to. I'm telling you, we're going.
Ain't no buses.
If you don't want to go, we're taking the bus.
Yeah, taking a bus. Hey. All right, so what we got here?
Then we don't go.
You lost the bet. We got to go.
Yeah, I'm taking you, but we're going there by bus.
They don't have to agree on a bus. Like say. Anyway, what is this shirt? Let's talk about the shirt again.
Oh, not this shirt.
Because the shirt, we're not.
You want to tell it? I'll tell the story. You tell the story. What happened? Here it is. Hold it
Okay,
up.
I forgot about
This
this
is my
shirt.
old Rica Bronya shirt.
Yeah, he
I
wants me
still
to
have
He
this.
wants me to wear this shirt if we lose. If I lose, if the Yankees lose, which is
old
not gonna
raggedy
happen,
shirt.
He wants me to wear this shirt and it's a silly shirt. Now,
Rico
I forgot.
Bronya.
We brought up this shirt once before. Now, tell me what happened. Tell us a story. What happened to this shirt once before?
It was the first, one of the first years of the Subway Series. You remember, right?
It was a Subway
Mets
Series.
played the Yankees, right?
That's right.
Mets, I think, swept the Yankees. It was good. It was good because the Yankees was high. The Mets were they're the mediocre team still. They were the Mets, the cursed Mets. So after they won, it was like 2:00 in the morning. I had a couple of beers. My friend was over. Albert was sleeping. Took my shirt off and I hung it on his door. Woke up in the morning. I guess he went out to get the mail or whatever, and there's the shirt hanging. Mets, Rico Bronya.
Ugly. How's this thing on my house? My house is a Yankee house.
On his house, on his
Terrible.
door.
That's abuse.
Sticking it to him.
Disrespect.
That the Mets
Disrespect.
just swept you. This is the way me and Albert's relationship's been like over the last 20 years.
It's terrible.
We go back
Disrespect.
and forth, head to
Disrespect.
head. So I'm laughing, right? So then he calls me up a couple hours later. I knew he was going to finally call me. He calls me up. He says, yo, you could come over and get your shirt. Funny joke. Ha, ha, ha. Come and get it. So I was like, all right. So I come walking down the street. I go to get my shirt. And where's my shirt? He had a Lincoln Navigator. Was it Navigator or Aviator?
Navigator. It was a Navy.
He
It's
had
white
a
Navy.
Lincoln Navigator. And I go to get my Rico Bronya shirt. And there it is, stuck underneath the tire. I can't get it out. Now I'm knocking on the door. I say, I want my goddamn shirt back. Come on. All right, funny joke. Come on. He wouldn't answer the door. I see his head peeking out the window, laughing, giggling like he is now.
Yeah.
So finally, I think 2 days later, he gave it back to me.
Yeah, so this thing was...
So karma is that he's going to have to wear that shirt.
Terrible.
That's karma.
That's nonsense.
So that's the story behind the Rico Bronya
fine.
shirt.
Now I remember because it was I ran it over.
Yeah,
Now I
it's
remember.
probably tire tracks still on.
There's probably is tire tracks on there.
Son of a bitch.
But now you talk about this story, and which is funny because we do go back and forth. And usually when the Mets get eliminated, especially like
He lights fireworks. I didn't mean to.
in front of the house, there's fireworks, and that's right.
Doesn't matter what time either.
Doesn't matter what time.
I think when Beltran struck out,
That's right. I
it
waited.
was like 12:30 and a.m. on a Wednesday or whatever the hell it was, and there he is lighting freaking fireworks off. My wife's like, "What the hell is he doing?" I was like, "He's digging it to me. He just won't stop.
That's
This
right.
guy won't stop."
Fireworks. Yeah. I
I love him for it, though. I really do. I love him.
That's right. I'm I got my little fireworks, and I remember that day because I timed it, and I was listening to the game, and as soon as the last out, I pressed the little button. It's a remote,
boom,
little
boom,
remote.
boom, boom.
I was loving it. That's awesome.
Surprised he doesn't get one that says Mets lose in the sky.
Oh wow, that's a good idea.
No, it's not a
I
good
gotta talk
idea.
to Gucci about that. The Gucci people.
Mets lose.
That's awesome. So I know that I'm always lighting up the street up here, but I had to put my
Tearing it
exclamation
up,
point.
tearing it up.
I had to put exclamation point that the Mets lost, and
We all know the Mets lost.
But you know what? I'm gonna do it again.
You don't have to set off fireworks, brother.
But now
Come on.
fireworks
Waking up the
fireworks
neighbors.
are gonna happen again in April. When the Mets lose in April, now no one's gonna understand this because they're gonna be like, "What the hell's April?" And with the end of April and there's fireworks in the air. But you know why?
I have a bunch
you
of
know
sparklers.
why?
I'll
You
be
know
taking
why?
the sparklers, twirling them around in front of your house. That's
All
all.
right. But yeah, guys, I want to let you know that we have a YouTube channel, Scott and Al Talk New York Baseball. So we have a couple of more subscribers, which is awesome. Keep it coming. And we have our Gmail, 2sportchumps@gmail.com.
Man, we are two sport chumps.
Well, someone reached out to us, which is good. So if you want to correct us, fine, correct us. We're not pros. We're just talking as fans.
Fooling around,
Talking
this is
as
our third
fans.
show.
Talking as fans, and we're going to get things wrong, which is cool, which is all great, But last time we talked about when I became a fan, it was the 70s. You brought up the Dodgers. We beat the Dodgers, and I said no, but I didn't mean no in 77, 70, because that's when they won championships.
Mm-hmm.
I meant no when I became a fan. After I became a fan, we didn't beat the Dodgers. That's what I'm coming at. We became a fan. We lost to them in '81. So that's where I was coming from, because I wasn't a fan really in that time. I was a Reggie Jackson fan, but I didn't even understand what was going on in the game. I was too young to really figure out that we were winning championships. I just want to see Reggie hit a home
used
run.
to like the Mets. I know you all did.
I didn't even know the Mets existed.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. But I did go to Citi Field. No, not Citi Field. I went to Shea. I even have a shirt that when I went there, they said Mets suck. But when I went to Shea,
wait till you see the shirt I wear next week.
When I went to Shea,
I have to be sensitive.
But no, when I went to Shea, I wanted to see it because I never been to Shea, just like I never been to Citi Field yet. But I went to Yankee Stadium, always going on. I gotta see the
Thanks
city.
for reminding
I
me
gotta
about
check
that
out
shit.
Shea. I gotta see Shea. And when I went in there, I was disappointed in that place. Now I don't know how big of a fan you are of Shea, but
I was a huge fan of Shea.
I could not see.
Like
Shea.
when you asked me last week about the Met fans, and I told you about my grandma.
Yeah.
I used to go to a lot of Met games. I didn't even bring up
in Shea
at Shea when I was a kid. My Uncle Jay was an usher there.
Oh.
And he used to get me and my father used to go in there. See, I forgot to bring this up. And he used to always bring us down to like the first row of seats.
Nice.
And I remember seeing the Mets playing, with Mazzilli and them. And,
wow.
And
got ready to see
sitting in the
close.
Yeah, he was an usher there. He was an usher at the Coliseum. So so I did go to a lot of Met games when I was a kid.
Well, that's awesome to see them lose that close.
Yeah. He used to like after the second inning, he would bring us me and my father all the way down to the field. So
that's great memory.
That was good. It was a great memory because I remember one time, a little quick story is I kept telling my father I wanted a cotton candy. I wanted cotton candy. I was like 6 years old, 7 years old, 10 years old, whatever the hell I was. And my father was like, no, after the inning. I was like, all right, well, after the inning. So then I started whining again. It was a long inning, like a long story short.
Well, I'm surprised your dad didn't say, if they win, I'll give you the cotton candy.
Well,
then you won't get it.
He turned around. And he brought me up to get the cotton candy,
okay.
right? We come back to the seats, and the guy sitting next to me throwing a ball.
Uh-oh.
Catching a ball in his hand.
Uh-oh.
And he said to my father, he goes, as soon as you left, the foul ball hit you right in the seat and landed right here. My father was pissed. He goes, is that cotton candy worth that much? And the guy next to us got the ball. Not talking about 8 years old, 9 years old. How great is he getting a ball?
Of course.
So I never got a ball.
Oh, my. That would have been awesson. But so you didn't get no ball, and probably the Mets lost that game probably too.
No, they're playing they were playing San Francisco. I remember Willie McCovey was playing first base, and my father was telling him Stretch McCovey, and I remember Stretch McCovey from.
Do you remember that? That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember.
That's good stuff.
And he's in the Hall of Fame, right? Willie McCovey.
Yeah, he is in the Hall of Fame. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he was a great first baseman, right?
500 home run club, I believe.
They call him Stretch.
It's the 500 home run club.
Because he used to stretch to catch the ball.
Yes. I think he's part of the 500 home run club. I believe he is.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, I remember that's another memory that you brought up last week about me becoming a Met fan. Always going to the Met games, and sitting down at sitting down close at the first, in the first row, second row from Uncle Jay.
Well, see, okay, that's great memories for you. My memories of Shea were different because I just went there to see what's wrong with the place.
There was nothing wrong with Shea.
Oh,
that place
terrible.
used to rock, bro.
This place smelled. The place had rust everywhere. There was leaks. There was so many puddles everywhere, and it wasn't any rain for like 10 days.
I don't mean to interrupt you, because that's what I do. I interrupt you.
It's out of control.
But didn't you guys have to come to our place to play a season because your place was falling down?
Because we
had to play at Shea.
Because we had to upgrade our seats because we care about the
your
fans.
Place was
we care about
down.
the fans. If there's a puddle in there, we want to fix it. Shea didn't believe in that. He's like, another puddle. Bring another puddle.
The house Jeter collapsed.
Yeah, okay.
We built it, and Jeter collapsed it.
Out of control. We're talking about a Hall of Famer here. Jeter. All right. Anyway, we're going to end the show right here because it's getting ugly right now. We're going to end the show. We're going to end the show right here. We're going to end the show right here.
I just want to say one thing before you end the show. I just want to say thanks to my friend Kurt Umlin for he's been telling people to subscribe.
Oh,
and
pretty much.
everything.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kurt. You know, appreciate you getting everybody on there on board and having people subscribe to our channel.
Love it.
I'd just like to say thank you, and I'm sure my buddy over here wants to thank you.
Thank you much, kid.
So
until next time, I'm going to say goodbye. Scott, say your goodbye, please.
Go Mets. Go Mets.